I'm Jan.
And I'm Tracy, and we are here on the NCL Escape.
Yeah, this is actually our second time we've been on the Escape. The Escape actually, in terms of passengers, is the largest in the NCL fleet. We currently have 4,800 passengers, but what we're going to do today is we're going to show you this ship. We're going to give you a tour. Now, if you watched any of our ship tours before, you'll see below Tracy and I, there is a deck plan, and then there's a small little dot that shows where we are on the NCL Escape. Let's go see it.
Starting here at the front of deck 18, we have a nice lounging area, and right behind me is the Haven. We are not part of the Haven this week, so we will not be able to go inside there, but it is a really nice area and it is wind protected, so you can sit up here and enjoy it. And behind me, you have several hot tubs that you can use, which was really nice on a sunny day.
All right, so we've now started moving aft on deck 18. We passed two of those hot tubs that Tracy was talking about. Now behind me is the Vibe. Vibe is a pay-for private sun deck that has a couple of hot tubs there. Plus, you have the Vibe bar. There's actually two parts of the Vibe bar. There's the Vibe bar that's just to my left, which anyone can actually buy a drink from, and then there's another bar there. Our recommendation is if you want to do the Vibe, it has plush, comfortable seatings. It's a lot quieter. It's limited to a very select few, so it's a great way to be able to beat the crowds. Go on and get on board as fast as you can, and go on and register or reserve your pass for the week on the Vibe as soon as you can, because they do run out quick.
So up here midship on deck 20, you have a seating area, a lounging area where there's plenty of lounge chairs out here. There is no bar, but there is a bar right underneath us you could bring your drinks up to if you want a little bit more privacy.
All right, so we now have moved aft onto deck 17, right around the pool, and we are on the upper portion of the Waves Bar. Waves Bar is the pool bar. There's one down below we'll show you, but what's special about the one on top here is this is your smoking section.
Also up here on deck 18, you have your jogging and walking track. It's a nice outdoor area, and it is 8 laps, gives you a full mile.
All right, so we've come off of the running or the walking track, okay? We've now come up on 18 into the aft. And what we are at the sports deck. There's lots of different things you can do. All of it is complimentary, by the way. That includes whether you want to play some chess, whether you want to play golf on the 9-hole miniature golf course, or you want to play bocce ball. Additionally, when the weather is right and they have it open, up above us, this is where actually you get onto your ropes course. You can transit all different type of obstacles and everything all the way through. And what is nice is it actually gives a little bit of shade when you're playing miniature golf.
Back up here on deck 19, we are now on the basketball court. This is a full-size basketball court. It's fully netted in, and it also looks like you could play soccer here as well. On sea days, this place was humming. All kinds of people were up here playing games. Back here on deck 17, here is one of your complimentary restaurants. This is the American Diner, and as the menu suggests, it is diner food, it's comfort food. It's actually really good. This used to be the Margaritaville when we were on the Escape last time. It is all outdoors, but it is a lovely place, and they serve lunch.
All right, so on a ship with 4,800 people, yes, there's lots of children, which is why I really love this place. We're actually on the in the Spice H2O, all the way to the rear on deck 18. What I love about this is it is adults only. Now, if you come out here, well, first of all, you see a large screen TV. They'll have different entertainment venues and things such as movies and other things. You will have entertainment out here. Certainly, there's a lots of sun decks. There's a grotto. If you get too hot, you come and get wet. You know, be able to relax in. There are 2 hot tubs, and because it's adults only, there's never any kids in there, and there is a full service bar here. Also, if you're a smoker, there's a smoking section here also. This is just a great oasis away from this from the kids that you do not have to pay for like the Vibe. All right, so one of the things that's great about NCL is they truly have something for everyone in a family. It really is a family theme, and because of that, they have lots of different clubs based upon the age of your child. Up here on deck 17, what you have is you have the Entourage Teen Club. In here, you have places where teens up to 17 years old can come. They have video games. They have different groups. They do different activities together. It's just a fantastic place for your teens. And in a few moments, what we'll do is we'll be showing you where, well, those that are not teens, where they have a place as well in the Splash Academy. All right, so remember when I said that NCL is a ship for people of all ages? Well, he also includes that in the video arcade. Inside the video arcade, there's tons of different types of games, everything from shooting games to driving games to games of luck. I will warn you, most of the games in there are anywhere from $2 to $3. So if you just send your kids up here with their card and think that they're just gonna play 1 or 2 games, it's gonna cost you just $1 or $2, you're probably going to be wrong, but looks like a fun place to be. All right, now we are at the aft of deck 16 and we are at the Garden Cafe. This is the buffet on board, and it is actually really, really large. It wraps all the way around the aft of the ship on both sides. Now, it does get busy, but what we found is the further you get away from the front and get away from the elevators, actually it's pretty easy to be able to find this place to be able to sit down, and the service tend to be a lot easier to get in and get your food. What I really do like about this buffet is it's not just your normal fare, but also you have Indian, you have all sorts of cut meats. Actually, it's a really good buffet.
Immediately outside of the Garden Cafe, you have seating on both sides of the ship, and it goes almost to midway, and it's all covered seating, and then you move it into the lounge area that's closer to the pool.
All right, so first of all, at NCL is about having a lot of fun, and that's the water slides. Here's the entrance to go up to the water slides. You have a family water slide, you have 2 fast water slides, and another water slide. Lots of fun here on the NCL Escape.
Up on here on deck 16, this is the first of your 2 pools. There's a lifeguard here, and it's really close to the kids' splash area, so a family can come here, watch the little ones, and also have a good time in the pool.
All right, so as we come forward on deck 16, we come to the Pulse Fitness Center. In the fitness center, it's actually a very decent-sized gym. You have plenty of cardio, looking out to the sea, plus you have strength machines, and you have free weights. Additionally, for a fee, there's a fitness instructor who will actually lead you through various different fitness classes.
As you move forward on deck 16, at the very front of the ship, you have the Mandara Spa. This is where you're going to have your spa treatments, you're going to have your massages, your facials. There's also a salon in here as well. One of the things that we really enjoy doing on the Mandara Spa is partaking in the thermal pass. This week we're not going to do it, but you can get them at a variation of prices. Depends on the itinerary that you're going on, but it allows you entrance to the thoracic area, the salt room, the steam rooms, and the saunas.
All right, so that's it for deck 16. Now, decks 9 through 15 are all cabins. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to deck 8 and show you the
Prime Meridian. This is the bar that separates the Moderno Churrascaria, one of your specialty restaurants here on 8 Aft, as well as Cagney's Steakhouse, another one of your your specialty restaurants. Great steaks here.
Okay, we've moved forward. As you saw, we went through a lot of different shopping. Here we come to, it doesn't really have an actual name to it on the deck plan, but we'll call this the forward atrium with this beautiful chandelier that actually changes as the day goes on. We'll see that a few other times as we go down to deck 7 and deck 6. But here you see several different things. First of all, you have the Sugar Cane, which is the mojito bar, and then off to the left of that you have Bayamo, which is a ocean, is basically a seafood restaurant, specialty restaurant. Everyone we've talked to has said it's been fantastic. We're not going to be able to go to it this time. And then to the left of that, you have Pincho, which is a tapas bar. Now over to the right here, your left, you have the wine cellar. This is a place where they'll have different wine tasting events. It's a nice little quaint area to be able to, well, taste the grape.
So as we pass through deck 8, we go to the Tobacco Road. This is another bar. And the nice thing is it goes to the outside, and that takes you to the 8th deck Waterfront. This is a waterfront promenade that stretches the entire expanse of deck 8. We take you out here right now, but it's raining pretty hard right now, so we'll show you a little bit more about that later.
All right, so we just ducked in here into the humidor. This is the cigar lounge. One of the things I like as a reformed cigar smoker is the fact that two things that NCL does I think is very good. First of all is they do not allow cigarettes in here. This is for pipes and cigars, which is nice. That gives the cigar smokers and pipe smokers a specific place which they can actually come and enjoy their tobacco. The other thing, which is the difference from the last time we were on the Escape, is the door into the humidor does not extend out from Tobacco Road, but actually from outside. Why that's good is because you don't get that as much of that residual tobacco smoking smell out into the interior of the ship, which is nice.
All right, so heading back into deck 8, the music's playing really loud. We don't want any strikes on YouTube. But right behind me, once you get into the Tobacco Road bar area, you get to your next specialty restaurant, and that is the La Cucina, which is the Italian steakhouse.
All All right, so right now I am on stage here at Sid Norman's Pourhouse. This is one of the small entertainment venues they have here on the Escape. However, if you've been on the Prima, this is actually a much larger size here. What is great here is they have some acts that are absolutely fantastic and entertainment in the evening. To include right now on this ship, it may change, they have Rumors, which is the story of Fleetwood Mac through song, which is absolutely fantastic. There is a bar back here, so you can come in, get your drink, watch a great show. Typically what we heard is you need about a 45-minute wait before coming in here if you want to be able to get a seat.
As you move forward on deck 8, you come to yet another one of your specialty restaurants here on the NCL Escape. This is the Food Republic. This is an Asian fusion restaurant where when you get the dining package that lets you choose 4 appetizers or 4 choices off of the meal per person. So it does give you a nice opportunity to try all the different things if you like Pan-Asian and Asian food.
All right, so right across from the Food Republic here on the port side, you have the District Brew House. This is one of my favorite places on the ship for several reasons, and not just because they have 20 draft beers here. The first is, on this ship, you really don't have one of those floor-to-ceiling window the lounges, except for here. It's a wonderful place to come, especially on a sea day. They have comfortable seating, and just kind of watch and kind of relax watching the sea going by. Of course, yeah, having a beer in your hand as you're doing that is a pretty good thing. Well, also, it's adults only, so this is one of the places on the ship you're not going to have any children in. And then 3 is the beer. The beer really is pretty good.
Down here on deck 7 forward, you have the Escape Theater. There's 850 seats in this theater, and during our sailing, they had a fantastic production called The Choir of Man. It was played twice during this ship sailing, and it was fantastic.
So we've continued to move back from the theater, and now we are at what is called the Atrium. It opens down to the 6th deck. You have this large screen TV here. This is where in the evening you're going to have live entertainment. During the day, this down on deck 6 is where you're going to have all the activities such as trivia and Sudoku and several different other type of game shows that you can watch right here out of Oceans. Oceans is a staple on NCL. Some of the newer ships will call it the Local. It's basically divided into 2 halves. On the half behind me, this is basically your pub. This is where you have a large bar. You have areas you can sit. You can get some food, but not all the food from Oceans. On the other side, you actually have a full restaurant. By the way, that full restaurant, with the exception of the very short time in which there's flipping from breakfast to lunch and so on, is actually 24/7. So that's very, very good. Now, as you move on the back here, you see there is another arcade.
As you move from Oceans and the arcade, you get into where the action happens on this ship, and that's in the casino. This is a very, very large casino. It is a smoking casino, so we have found that there's lots of roulette tables, there's tons and tons of slot machines, and this place was hopping all night.
All right, so one of the things we learned about cruise ships is if you need cash on board, one of the best places to do is look at the casino, see if they have the ATM. Here on the NCL Escape, you do. It is in only a U.S. currency, so if you are in, say, Europe or South America, you're going to get U.S. dollars instead. All right, so we are still in the casino. We've moved a little bit to the aft. This is actually the Skyline bar. Not only do they have a bar so you can be able to get a drink or have drinks delivered to you while you're playing, but also you have nightly live entertainment here as well.
Moving to aft of deck 7, you are in the Manhattan restaurant. This is one of your 3 complimentary restaurants here on board for fine dining, sit-down dining. This is anytime dining, and it has entertainment throughout the evening when you are dining. It's a really nice space. It has some high ceilings, and that does seem to help dissipate the noise in the place. We had our first dinner here on embarkation day, and it was fantastic. The service was exceptional.
All right, so now we are moved down to deck 6. We're in the aft. We come to the mixed bar. Now the mixed bar sits in between the Taste and the Savor main dining rooms. Tracy already showed you the Manhattan dining room, which is the largest of the main dining rooms. Taste and Savor are the 2 smaller dining rooms here on deck 6. Now they are identical. If you go into Savor and you go into Taste, you're going to see that they look exactly the same. They have the same menu. Basically everything about them is the same. Now here's a tip: when you come onto this ship on embarkation day, these are the main dining rooms that will be open to be able to have a sit-down meal as you get onto the ship.
Moving forward on deck 6, we have passed through the art gallery, which is a really nice place to walk through and look at the different artwork that's available for auction. And then you get to yet another specialty restaurant, our favorite on the ship, and this is Le Bistro. This is your French restaurant. And right across from the French restaurant, you do have the Headliners Comedy Club.
All right, so we continue to move forward here on deck number 6, and we are now at the Atrium. As I talked about earlier, this is the area that a lot of your activities such as trivia, Sudoku, lots of different games are going to be at. Right up the screen sometimes they'll actually have a movie that they're playing. Additionally, in the evening you have live entertainment. Now the behind the stage area here, what you have is you have the Atrium bar, you get your drink on, as well as the Atrium Cafe. Understand, however, that the Atrium Cafe, all the coffees are actually for a fee. Now in front of me behind Tracy, this is also where you're going to find your guest services, your onboard credit, and off to the right you're going to be able to go to shore excursions and your cruise next area. Now the area that I was actually very surprised upon, on other ships we've actually said I don't know why they haven't, is the Internet Cafe. This Internet Cafe is the one that's done right. Most of the times the Internet Cafes on other ships are in a small little room and you can't really use it. It's kind of a dull area. This is actually right by the windows. They have lots of very comfortable places where you can plug in. Outlets are very hard to find on this ship other than in an Internet Cafe. So if you need to plug in, working on your laptop or maybe work on maybe your iPad or something, what a wonderful place to be able to go sit down, do some work that we have to do sometimes even when we're on vacation.
Over here on deck 6 forward is your supper club. This is a pay-for venue, and it is a dinner club. So you get, you don't get a choice of an entree. It is the meal's the meal, and then they have like a headliner act of the show. We haven't done it on this ship, but we have done it in the past, and it was pretty good.
In a small little hallway right off of the supper club, you do find the library, which is also not only a library, you do have books on the sides which you can peruse if you need some reading material for those sea days, but also there are card tables and some games that you can play and kind of pass the time with your family. All right, so we've already shown you the entourage, which is an area for the teenagers. Down here on deck number 5, you have the Splash Academy. Now, Splash Academy is your children's program, and I'll tell you what, when we had kids that were with us when they were small, this is what we loved about NCL was this. Now, you have several different age areas. For example, right here is the Guppies, which is your nursery, which is your smaller kids, and then basically you have different areas for different ages of kids. Quite frankly, from 6 months or so all the way up to 17, there's a place for your child to have a great time that is supervised and allows you to go off and have some adult time. So
So we've enjoyed showing you the NCL Escape. To continue on with our adventures, go on and watch this video. And as always, keep on traveling.